I think it's just me and you, brother. I think Guy is missing in action. Maybe he might be on. We'll see.
We'll come in at 8. He didn't get the 7:45 memo.
You think he's going to show up at 8?
He's going to show up at 8.
He's always fucking late.
Always.
I'm going to fire him. Just get rid of him.
You're fired.
What's going on with you, man? What's new?
Nothing. Just in prep now. So.
What do you mean in prep? What are you talking about?
Prep.
For what? New York?
Either in Indy Pro or New York, yeah.
When's the Indy Pro?
I was thinking also May 8th.
Man, preps are starting already?
Yeah.
How many weeks are you? 16 or 8 or 20?
I think it was like 17 to be.
Man, that's fucking exciting. I thought, I didn't know when the shows were going to be this year. I haven't looked at the schedule. So I'm like, man, it's going to be boring for like 3 months while people like start getting ready for shows. But if you're telling me the shows are in May, that means people are going to start dieting in the next month or so.
Yeah, I know. I know New York is definitely in May. Because I talked to Tyler Manning about it. He just doesn't know where it's going to be yet. So
how far apart is Indy from New York? Is it like a couple weeks?
I think it was only like 2 weeks.
Are you going to do both or just one?
It depends if whatever I win first.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, are you going to do Indy?
Well, yeah,
if you win, you shut.
If I do Indy and I win Indy, I'm done. I want to shut it
shut
off.
Down. Yeah. So there's nothing special about New York. It's like you just want to win a show in that time period.
Well, the goal was New York, but because we don't even know if it's still going to really happen because it's not even on the schedule or determined yet.
Yeah.
That's why we're just kind of going to roll with Indy for the moment. And then if that's confirmed, we'll probably just do New York.
So what changed in your diet? Because you said you're in prep now. Is it like full prep or is it just like, okay, cut out all the junk?
It's just cut out all the junk. So the first week we just cut out all the cheat meals that I was eating, which wasn't, a lot anyway. He just wanted to see what my body did just on a full week of no bullshit, which my weight pretty much just stayed stable. So last week we did a little drop in the carbs and fats. So
okay, so you're getting to it already.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the kind of coach that will cut everything down and then kind of ramp you back up somewhere in the middle?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Like a
lot of times, like if you start to drop real quick, he'll refeed you sometimes like 2-3 days in a row.
Yeah. No, I don't mean that. I mean like.
Oh, you mean like bump the food back up?
Yeah, like I mean, let's say.
Oh yeah, like when we were like for Chicago.
Yeah.
I was eating more food than I ate in this little mini off season.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I'm thinking if 18 weeks out or 17 weeks out, he's already cutting your carbs. That means you're going to be shredded kind of early, and he's going to start to ramp things back up as you get to the show.
Yeah, probably.
So that's why you'll look really fresh and full, and you won't have to play any games at the end that way.
No, and I prefer that. I like to have longer preps. It just makes it easier.
Yeah. No, it's a great strategy. Plus, I mean, with an 18-week prep, you can hold as much muscle as possible. You're not worried about losing anything.
Exactly. You're not rushing it. You're taking it nice and slow, and that's it.
Do you find your training's better when you're in a prep?
Yes.
Like, are you more focused? Like everything's like more regimented. Your training's better.
I'm always regimented, but definitely in prep, especially when I hit like that. I'd say like that 12-week out mark.
Yeah.
I'm like, boom.
Yeah, it's another gear.
Everything feels good. The training's at the best.
Yeah.
And that I'm golden.
I think we have a guest. 1 second.
Is that guy?
No, it's not. Hey, what are you doing over there? What are you guys doing?
What's up, dudes?
Who is it?
Oh. Listen, got the pup with me.
Is that a new puppy?
Yeah, he's like 8 weeks old now.
Did you get him before the Olympia?
No, like right after. I picked him up like right after Christmas. That's his Liz, but yeah.
Pitbull? Is that a pitbull?
He's a bully, and then mine's a pit.
Oh, man, I had a pitbull that looked just like that.
Yeah, they finally had their stepbrothers moment like 3 days ago, and they've been like wrestling nonstop.
That's awesome, man. So what are you doing? Are you on with this for a little while or what?
No, yeah, I'm good for like an hour 15. I'm going to my office right now. I just have to make a little mini sandwich for the podcast, you know.
What sandwich is that? What are you eating?
I know, what the hell is that?
It's just like meal 4.5 because meal 5's happening right when I get off of this, and then meal 6.
Okay, wait. Okay, go to the office. I want to get yourself comfortable. I want to know what's going on.
I'm going. All right. Text Kyle. I gave him my address and everything. But all right.
Hey, Nick, do you have 0.5 meals? Do you have meals?
No, I don't have.
We can get there.
Nick doesn't have any 0.5 meals. How come you get 0.5 meals?
I feel like I should add a 0.5 meal in there.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So,
yeah, dude, I don't know. I need Matt's discount code for Chick-fil-A too. Those 3 Chick-fil-A sandwiches are getting fucking expensive.
So what's your meal 4?
0.5.
Meal 4 is 8 ounces of lean meat, like fish or chicken, and then avocado and 350 grams of rice.
350 grams of rice. Hey, people don't realize how much fucking rice you probably eat. 350 grams in one meal. And then what's your?
I can shoot you over the current diet if you want it. I don't know if you can like put it up or anything. If you want it, I can send it.
No, it's okay. I don't want to go over your diet. I just want to know why you have a 0.5.
It's just a total joke. It's because I got up early and like we took my daughter to gymnastics and got Chick-fil-A before, and we're gonna go do dinner with my parents after. But need a little food for the podcast. Gets me talking.
So
right?
what exactly is in the 0.5?
That's what I want to know. What is the 0.5? And why is the sandwich cut into 4?
Dude, ask Liv. It's like a sandwich for ants.
Yeah, but what's in the sandwich?
Turkey, cheese, and some hot sauce.
Look how small.
What is bite size?
Nick, do you cut your sandwiches in 4?
No way.
This is okay. This is actually interesting. So, okay, you don't cut your sandwiches in 4. I cut my sandwiches in 2.
I do too.
Hunter, do you cut your sandwiches in 2 or 4 when you make them yourself?
Oh, I do too. I'm not a psychopath.
Okay, this is the question. When you cut them in 2, do you cut diagonally? Do you cut horizontally, or do you cut vertically?
I cut right down the middle.
Yeah, but sideways or vertically?
Sideways.
Yeah, that's what I do, and I was called crazy for that.
I cut it on an angle.
You do diagonal.
I do the diagonal, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did when I was a kid.
A kid?
Yeah, that seems like something you do, Nick. The diagonal cut is definitely like up your alley.
You know what I also like to do when I make my scrambled eggs in the morning? I like to put my ketchup as a smiley face on it.
No, you don't. You're fucking around. Do you really? Tell me you're lying.
I did it twice.
How long ago? Like yesterday, or like when you were a kid?
Like last year.
Yeah. Hunter,
Nick doesn't have a podcast background yet either. I'm sitting here with like my computer propped up on some boxes in my little spare bedroom. Needs to get a background like you have.
That's all good, man. What's
so professional?
Did you move recently or no? You didn't move, did you?
I didn't move recently. I remodeled my house like at the start of Tampa prep, and I'm finally to the point where my whole house is back together except for the room I'm currently sitting in. It's like all the
extra shit
and whatnot, and then we have one of Liv's friends staying with us right now, so it's kind of turned into her closet too.
Isn't renovations are the worst, man? They're fucking. We've been renovating our house for like 2 years. It's like it goes from one room to the next to the next to the next, and it's like.
Dude, I finally went from like my whole house was carpet basically, except my kitchen, and then I got like the whole house tiled, and it's been so awesome.
Isn't that great? No more fucking
with the dogs.
No more. Oh yeah, especially with the dogs. Fuck. No more vacuuming. No more bullshit. I was just talking to Nick. Nick has started his prep. So we were talking about ramping up at the end and what you're doing and what you're eating. So what are calories like at 17 weeks out, Nick?
Which show did you pick?
All right. I mean, I don't know exact count, but I'm still eating a lot of food.
Nick's doing, he picked Indy, New York. So what do you do? You're waiting until later in the year, right, Hunter?
Yeah, I'm gonna do something a little later in the year for sure. I have like a time frame picked out, not an actual show. Though. I want to do something like mid-June to mid-July, so I have time to hit another show if I need to, and then have some time to rest and reload for the O.
Yeah. I thought the smart thing guys used to always do is do the Arnolds or the shows around the Arnolds. That way, if they qualified, they could take a long break in the middle.
Normally that's right, but normally the Olympia is in September. It being in December, it kind of cut it back pretty hard. And at least where I'm sitting, it's not like one of those things where it's like, oh, we just needed to come in a little sharper. I needed to add some serious size to some parts. So I wanted to have enough time for me to actually show improvement where they asked me to improve. So
what parts
are you going to work on?
My back. my back, and then obviously as much as I can put on from the waist up, but specifically my back, and then just waist up size in general.
Yeah. How did you feel?
I'm still pretty bottom heavy in my opinion.
How did you feel about your Olympia showing? I haven't talked to you since.
I was happy enough with it to walk away with my head held high, but disappointed enough with it to where I have a major fire lit under my ass headed into this year. So,
where'd you finish? 8th or 9th?
Finished 8th.
Man, 8th place at the Olympia your first fucking year is pretty incredible. Like, where was the disappointment in that? That's what I want to know.
The disappointment came from obviously the whole prep. I never really said it to anyone, but I was in my mind, I wanted to train for 6th place. As weird as that sounds to say, because I've never done anything but train to win before. I had to, kind of readjust the lens I'm looking at things through, with it being my first Olympia. So, that's what I trained for 20 weeks. I made a post about it. It's like I set a goal. I came up short on the goal. It stings. I'm disappointed about it. But, in the same breath, I can say, I won my pro debut and placed 8th in the world at my first Olympia. So, I said, I'm walking away from 2020 with my head held high about it. But, man, I have a bad taste in my mouth about it, too. I'm not going to lie.
So that's a good thing. So you wanted the top 6 to be like, you wanted to be in the top 6 for your first year.
I did. Honestly, I'll say this as respectfully as possible, because he brought it to it. Really, really bugged me that, I beat Ian at the beginning of the season and he picked me to go. So we need our tiebreaker for sure. So
it's okay. I think he said the same thing. He's like, it was like you guys have a rivalry, obviously, like a friendly rivalry, but it's there.
And that's what I love about it, is it's super friendly and super respectful, but it's a good one for one, and the fans seem to like it, so I'm all about it for sure.
Yeah. Nick, are you going to join that rivalry or what? Where are you going to be? As far
as I'm concerned, I was always in the rivalry. I just had to.
You just haven't thrown your hat in the ring yet, but you're part of it.
Yeah.
What if you qualify for the O? This is actually an interesting thought, because Hunter, you're shooting for 6th or top 6. Ian, Nick, I know what you've said before about winning the Olympia, but which is insane to me, but it's okay. You're allowed to be aggressive and ambitious. If you qualify for the Olympia in Indy or in New York, what will you be looking at the Olympia? Like, where is your realistic expectation?
Top 5.
Yeah. You guys are fucking, I was never like this. And it's not that like, I don't know, man. I never thought like that. Maybe that's why I never fucking cracked the top 10.
I don't think it's unrealistic, I mean, Phil Heath got 3rd at his first Olympia.
Yeah, but Phil Heath is like a genetic marvel, right?
So am I.
There's absolutely no other way to answer that question. Honestly though, like it headed into it, if your goals don't scare you, as corny of a saying that it is, you need to get bigger goals.
No,
there's worse things than falling short on a goal you set for yourself and then headed into an off season with that in the back of your mouth, for sure.
Dude, trust me, I tell myself every day, because running the business now, I've changed the way I think, because now my goals with the business are huge.
Right.
But I had never had those goals when I was bodybuilding. And it's funny, I said this to somebody else, I literally achieved everything I thought I could achieve. You know what I mean? Like, I thought I could win a small show. I thought I could qualify for Olympia. I achieved all those things. I never thought I would be top 10 at the O or anything, and I never got there. So maybe it's because I never actually let it come into my head.
Yeah.
So I never trained for it. You know what I mean?
If you believe,
definitely a huge it starts in your head person, for sure. If you don't have a concrete, like precise, dialed in with a telescope kind of goal, then you're just kind of pissing in the wind. You got to know what you're working for sure.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't think guys, when I was coming up, when I was around 30 in that age, like, around 2010, and, the Evans, the Ben Pekulskis, the whatever, I don't think guys thought the way you guys think. It's like, guys, it feels to me like, I talk to more of you guys now that I'm doing the podcast, and it feels like you guys are very ambitious, which is good, but it's like, it's also realistic too. And I wonder why that's changed. Is that Instagram? Is that things just feel more wide open?
If I'm being blunt with you, I feel like you have two of the kids on the podcast right now that can actually back up what they're talking about.
No, but I mean, like Ian says it, James says it. And I'm not saying
Ian and James both fall into that category too.
I'm
James
not
is a freak, and so is Ian. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I've always said there's a big difference between being confident and cocky. Look at anyone in any sport that you can kind of say, oh, they're the best to ever do it. There's definitely some attitude and some self-assuredness that comes with it for sure.
Yeah.
You guys both have to add, I mean, Nick, your issue is your back too, right? You want to add more thickness to your back?
I thought my back was good, but yeah, I definitely want to make it bigger. And
what is your weak points? Do you feel like your weak points your chest?
More so my chest than anything.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, and Hunter, yours is your back. What are you going to do? Like, what is your focus this year to bring up your back? Is it more rack deads, or do you have something else in mind?
No, honestly, at this point, I feel like I've talked with you about this before. At this point, I feel like it's just a time thing, because I really feel like in the last year or so, we've really dialed, the exercise selection and how we do things. And, I don't know. I feel like I made a lot of progress in my back between Tampa and, the Olympia, and I was dieting the whole time. So, we're able to really actually push some calories for at least 10 weeks this year, and, continue to do the same thing that we've been doing. I think we'll get there. Before that, I feel like it had been a little bit of exercise selection and whatnot. I definitely have gotten, like this whole off season, I rack pulled every 5 days, did all the thickness stuff and found stuff that worked for me. So, I really feel like at this point, it's just kind of like a time under tension thing to bring it up. So we'll see how much time it takes, but it's progressing quickly now.
Let me ask you this, and I'm sure I know the answer, but I just want to ask, do you think rack pulls where do you think rack pulls sit on the order of importance for back exercises?
So whenever I program rack pulls into my training, which is 100% of the time, unless I'm in a recovery period or hurt for some reason, I believe, obviously we're doing them for, our erectors and our lats. So that being said, it's obviously a huge metabolic demand. So whenever I do them, I place them at the end of the workout for two reasons. A, I'm done training after I do them. But B, I come to them after I've done all my isolation exercises, and my lats are as pumped as they're going to get. And I feel like that really helps, cue what I'm pulling. Like, really I get my shoulders down and back and trying to pull the bar through my shins before I even start pulling. I really truly feel my lats engaged. I'm not just standing up with the weight. And then, the way that we do them, I feel, with the banded tension, really overloaded at the top. Like we actually busted out a luggage scale the other day, and, at the top, it's at an extra 180 pounds of tension from the bands. And, I feel like that really allows you to get past, because, I pull from like right where my patella tendon starts. So, you make it past the kneecap, past the part where you're really glute and ham intensive, and you get into that final pull, and that's where the band tension really starts coming on strong. So I feel like it's a great exercise, especially the way that we've kind of gotten to the point where we're doing them, just journey to the point where we feel like we've dialed them in. I love them. It's not like, because like, I don't know. I'm going to take some flack for this one, but I don't really feel like deadlifts have a place in bodybuilding.
Yeah. I mean,
like if you're going to deadlift, you should either be doing an RDL for your hamstrings on your hamstring day and still murdering your erectors with it, or you should be pulling from your knee in a rack pull or like a block pull if you're doing them for back. I feel like, because another thing is, like where do you put like a full from the ground deadlift?
Well,
you are using your posterior chain so much, and you are, frying stuff so much. It's hard to program in a from the floor dead unless you're really prioritizing it, in my opinion.
I used to use from the floor deads for my legs more so than my back.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would want a second leg day kind of thing, but I don't know how to say it. So basically I would have my leg day, and then after back, when my back exercise back was fully done, I would do deadlifts off the floor.
Okay.
But then I would do hamstrings after that. So it was more for quad, ham, glute, and then I would finish off with 2 isolation hamstring exercises. So it was more just to keep more fullness in my leg. But Nick, where do you think, I don't really see you doing a lot of rack deads. Do you do a lot of rack deads, Nick?
No, I actually.
That damn bar I want.
The half bar, the half hexa bar, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I guess you could say I do it by using that, but I don't do like your standard with a barbell.
I always found like T-bars and barbell rows were the prime movements for back thickness. Like when I built my back the most, it was with those movements. It was T-bars, barbell rows, maybe some dumbbell rows, but I always felt like I never got the same amount from rack deads or deadlifts. So I don't know. Nick, how often do you do them?
Rack deads?
Yeah.
I actually haven't done them in probably over a month. But I just focus on like dumbbell rows and T-bar rows, honestly.
Hunter, do you do all that stuff first? Are you doing like all the T-bar rows?
I've done the same back session every single time I've trained back now for probably the last 9 months. And it's, straight arms for blood and to warm up and to my lats firing and feel them. From there, I go to that really braced one-arm lat pull down. From there, I go to a dumbbell row. From there, I go to a T-bar row, and then I finish up with that banded rack dead. We had barbell rows in for a long time, and I love doing them. But with the fact that my hands are perfectly straight and not like that, it really tunes my elbows up if I keep them in week in and week out. And to be completely truthful, I don't really feel like the joint alignment on a barbell row is good for what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put as much meat on my lower lat as possible, and I can really drill that a lot better doing like a really strict form dumbbell row or like a Meadows row, something like that, where I can get the joint really aligned and really pull to my hip. I find myself pulling more elbows out no matter how much I try to keep them tucked, and it being more of like an upper back and lower back loading exercise than a lower lat exercise for me, which is my priority.
You guys are both pretty lean still, even after your look who it is.
Look who it is.
You guys are
8 o'clock.
It's fucking 8:05. He's really
late motherfucker.
20 minutes fucking late.
20 minutes
or 5 minutes. He's about to claim he didn't know it was at 7:45.
8 o'clock.
Did you not check?
Bro,
I didn't get a text.
Do you not
WhatsApp?
You got one.
You don't check your WhatsApp, do you?
My WhatsApp for some reason doesn't give me notifications unless I go into it physically.
All right, but you got the message, just didn't get notified. You're full of shit.
I swear to God, I didn't see it.
Guy, go to your settings.
I'm not saying I didn't get it. I'm saying I physically didn't see it.
Look. I know. I'm saying go to your settings and turn on notifications on WhatsApp so that when I text you, you get it.
I see it. Okay, now I got it. Where do I go?
Now I got it.
I see it. Settings, where?
Go to settings and go to notifications. I can't believe we're doing this.
So this is why.
Oh, you know what? No, my group notifications isn't on. That's what the problem is. Okay.
Okay. We figured it out.
Okay, so my notifications were on, but my group ones were off. So that's why. I'm sorry, everybody.
We're good to go now.
Fans can fucking attack me now.
Anyway, listen, I want to ask these two because Nick and Hunter both are still extremely lean post-show. You guys both are just fucking weird. You don't get cravings. You don't like.
Hunter is a fucking slob. The kid walked into my hotel room in Dallas, said he brought me fucking a half dozen cookies from this cookie place. He smashed the entire fucking box, left. And then I literally put the box in the garbage. There was crumbs left. He fucking called me because I was coming by. He goes, "Hey, bro, can you bring the cookies over?" I took a picture. I go, "What fucking cookies?" He goes, "There's cookies in there. There was 3 crumbs." I go, "So wait, you came to my fucking hotel to bring me cookies as like a, hey, what's up? Like, nice seeing you. You ate them all in front of me, left, and you want me to fucking bring them back to you, the crumbs that you left in my fucking hotel?"
If it's any consolation, I kept the box and cut off the beautiful note you wrote me. It's in my closet right now.
What did you write him, guy? I want to know. What was the note?
Basically, it was word for word what he just said with a lot more expletives put into it.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see. So you brought him cookies for what reason? Just because?
Yeah, just because.
He's a nice guy. We're hanging out.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah,
where
we're getting hungry together.
Is this at the Olympia or where was this?
That was last week in Dallas.
Oh, in Dallas. I got to go to Dallas. I've got to get that treatment. I want to fuck.
Yeah, I want to. You got to get down there. Crumble cookies, man.
Get what treatment?
I will give them the plug.
Get what treatment, Fouad? Here's a gift. I'm reneging it and taking it back. Like, what treatment do you want?
It was the thought that counts. He brought you.
It's not my fault you didn't help me eat them.
Did he offer you and you just didn't eat them, or did he?
I was too amazed watching him engulf himself in cookies.
Well, that's your own fault. You got to dive in. You can't just sit there and watch.
Cookie, man.
What's that, Nick?
You should have just grabbed the cookie.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Nick, from now on, you can't talk with your hands. You got to fucking tie him, put him down, because I keep staring at your head to hand ratio. It's fucking up my whole thought process.
Hunter, don't you think that's crazy? Look at the size of Nick's head compared to his hands.
That'll never get old, Fouad, ever. It'll never get old to me.
Every week we go through this shit. Guy, what's going on with you this week? Anything good?
No, man, just trying to eat a little more. Came back from Dallas. I was light as shit.
I was about to say, are you back in the Northeast?
Yeah. I was looking at real estate though in Texas, so that was might be my next move in the next.
You know, I love Texas. I've been down there like 4 or 5 times, and every time I'm down there, I'm like, I could fucking live here.
Y'all should all move to Houston.
I talked to Ben about it, man. I'm actually dead serious. I don't know about Houston though. Houston's hot as fuck in the summer.
Dallas is hot as fuck in the summer too.
Is it the same?
Dallas is the same amount of heat in the summer, but it's balls cold in the winter compared to Houston.
Yeah, I like Dallas. I like to change the seasons.
But I like Houston was like 120 degrees with humidity when I went there. I couldn't believe it. Like I walked out of the airport and all the taxi cabs were running, like with the air conditioning still running and everything because it was so hot.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if I can live with that shit.
Actually, 120 degrees with humidity.
Yeah, it was like hot as fuck. What?
Fuck that. That's way too.
Actually, before we move on to questions, I want to ask Hunter, the Escalade. Should I trade my truck for an Escalade?
Here we go with the car shit.
Well, he fucking Hunter had the same truck I have, but had a bigger.
Likes trucks. He's not going to tell you to get an Escalade over.
He just bought an Escalade. He just bought a new Escalade.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Which truck?
You rode in it, didn't you? I gave you a fucking ride in it.
No, you didn't.
I took you home to your hotel in it. Yes, I did.
When did you drive me back to the hotel? I saw you for a half a day.
After Mike's dinner.
Yeah, when you left this podcast and went to Mike's dinner.
Wait, now where were we?
Oh, no, you're high, bro. No.
He probably is high.
No, I didn't take you somewhere. I took you somewhere in the truck last time.
Thank you. That was fucking the last time I was in Texas.
Yeah, all the trips are blending together.
The point is, he bought a fucking Escalade.
I'm shocked. So you traded the truck that you drove me in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think is, before Hunter answers, what do you think is better, Guy, the truck or the Escalade?
His truck that he had?
Yeah, or an Escalade.
I like my trucks, bro. I would never get an SUV truck ever.
Right?
Never. I don't care if it's like a Lambo fucking SUV, I'd be like, eh.
But I do know what Hunter's saying, because the truck is like, the truck looks badass as fuck, but the Escalade's like, man, the new ones are nice.
Yeah, but like to me, an Escalade, like you got to have like fucking kids and shit. Like it's a big fucking. That's not like a tiny SUV.
So what? I had a Yukon. I didn't have.
I got the third row of seats folded, and I got like both my gym bags back there, a Rubbermaid container with all my extra shit and protein. Yep. It's great.
That's what I had.
I got a T-bar row in the back, some cable crossovers, a leg extension, and some.
I mean, you never know, right?
Man, I was the same. I had a Yukon. I had the Denali. I had the back seat.
It's like having the bed of a truck, but it's covered and air conditioned.
Maybe because I'm a midget, it's too big for me.
Are you going to lift it?
The Escalade?
Yeah.
No, I might go get a set of wheels for it, though. I've been looking at some.
Are you going to drop it?
No, I'll probably just leave it.
Just going to leave it.
The new ones are completely on air ride. Like when you put it in park, it airs down like 4 inches, 5 inches. That's
like my Rebel does that.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Get 24s for it?
I'm going to go look at a set of 26s tomorrow.
26?
Yeah, 26-inch Forgettas.
So whatever nice ride you have is fucking going to be gone. Because
I'm still going to get a 305/30 on it, so we'll have a little sidewall.
That's going to be nice. That's going to be nice. I don't know. Maybe in a year. Maybe I'll ride out my truck for a little while.
That's what I did with the truck, man. I got such a good deal on it. I bought it and drove it for 4 months and came out a couple thousand ahead and got the Escalade.
Yeah. Nick, what do you drive?
The truck market was crazy here for a while. The bottom kind of fell out of it, but they were going for crazy for a while.
Nick, I never asked you. What do you drive?
Challenger.
Do you really?
Yeah.
It's
so funny, Guy.
Because he said, "What do you drive?" Is that a fucking train?
No, I didn't expect that. Is it an SRT, a Trackhawk, or just a regular? Like
it's an SRT.
It's an SRT. Nice. Guy, have you taken your BMW out at all?
Not in a couple weeks.
I don't see you. Do you guys see Guy in a BMW? I don't see that, eh?
Nah, dude.
No, it's weird.
So I buy for my first expensive car, and my fucking close friends say, "I don't really see you driving that piece of shit."
No, I didn't say piece of shit. I actually congratulated you. I thought it was really nice You're just not a BMW guy.
I've had BMW since 2011.
What kind of Beamer is it?
I got the 2021 M440i.
Ooh,
that's nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
I can see you in that, actually.
I got it. Oh, I got that. People make fun, like my brother makes fun of me when I say, I don't know why, but that's what they called it. They called it like the Superman package because it's like this like Superman blue, and it's got like these like darker red interior, and then the calipers on the outside were blue, but I swapped them out for red because I didn't like the blue on blue, I like the blue and red.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So just I don't know. I never bought like a real sporty car, so it was my first one.
Anyway, okay. Let's get to some questions. Hey, did you guys see the Rate Your Physique video we did or no?
Yeah.
Take a look at that. Nick, you did?
I thought it was good.
You think it's good? You think we should keep doing them?
I'm gonna next time we put it up, I'm gonna put me under there. I want to hear Sergio and Ian rate.
It's not always gonna be Sergio and Ian.
Oh.
I think the next one's gonna be Branch and somebody else.
Branch, it's Branch and me.
Maybe you
I'll get Branch rolling. Did I send you the picture of the hog?
Oh, that's kicked off YouTube, man.
What's that, Hunter?
Get Fouad kicked off YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. These two fucking guys. Well, Ian's got me fucking more drama than anybody. Ian, for like a week ago, Ian shit on Kai Green for like 20 minutes.
Oh,
he just said I don't know. You have to go watch it.
He's over.
He doesn't think he's that good a bodybuilder, apparently, in terms of Mr. Olympias. And then last week he went off about Reagan, and I was like, Jesus, it's just like he's hard. He's hard on people, man. It's
You
like,
hate me too?
What's that?
You hate me too?
No, we didn't. You didn't get into it, but I'm sure if we brought you up, they would probably tear you apart.
Thank you.
They tear everybody apart. It's not just you. It would have been like they're like, oh, let's do you now. I'm like, I don't think I want to do this, man. Let's just not.
I'd rather just tear myself apart.
Yeah.
And just have everybody agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Smack the shit out of anybody.
Exactly. Hey, I was going to ask you. You went hunting with Branch. How was that?
Yeah, stuck a hog. Friday night. It was 28 degrees. It was cold as shit. We were riding on the four-wheelers. We were doing with the bay dogs and the catch dogs, where they like, they go after the hog. Yeah. Most intense thing I've ever done. Closest thing you're going to come to murdering somebody because you it's stuck pig. You stick it with a
so you just have a knife. That's it. No gun.
You run up on it like it's actually pretty fucking cool the way they do it. They have like GPS trackers on the dogs, and they watch this thing, and it's almost like a little iPad, and it tells you where all the dogs are, and then the dogs bay, which they find a pig and they go around it. Then you start hearing barking, and then the catch dog's usually like a bully or a pit. And then he lets the bully go, and then you turn your headlights on and you start fucking running through. We were running through a field, and we got the video I posted. I was all covered in blood and scratched up. We ran through a big briar patch for like 20 yards. Yeah, it was just all fucking pricker bushes, and we're running through. And you got to get there as fast as you can because the longer it takes for you to get to the hog, the more chance the dogs can get fucked up. If it's like a boar with tusk with the So we're running, and all you hear is like 6 grown men fucking just going, and we all came out, cut up, bloody. And then the one guy had the hog's legs. Branch went to go, the hog was stuck under this piece of driftwood. He pulled the piece of driftwood out, and the hog came like trying to bite him. It was like, and he fucking jumped out of the way, put it down, and he goes, God, stick this motherfucker. I just great.
That's a good Branch, actually.
That's a good Branch impersonation.
I can do a lot of guys very well.
He does Branch, and he does Jay too. He does a good Jay.
Yeah, bro. What's up with Fouad's podcast?
Who else can you do? Jay, Branch, who else? Anybody?
I impersonate everybody.
Okay. Well,
Aceto, fucking Palumbo.
Aceto's like Cutler. They're the same.
Yeah. But he did, when Chris talks, he kind of like but when Fouad
That's awesome. He totally does that too. It's fucking great.
It's always the hands on the glasses or the chin or something too.
Oh yeah.
So you went and stabbed a fucking hog.
It was very fucking intense. And the funny thing is I did it without even thinking because I was brought up hunting and fishing and butchering. And the guys were like, damn, man. They were like, you didn't even fucking hesitate. They're like, we bring a lot of people out here that like pull the knife and they fucking, because you gotta, it's pretty gory. You gotta stick the hog and you gotta drive the knife down, and then you gotta like go back and forth. And Branch is like, you'll know when you stuck it right, because like when you pull that knife out, he's like, the blood will just, and I did exactly what he said. I pulled the knife out, and my boots, I got brought $220 snake boots, covered in blood within seconds.
Wow.
I was covered, but it was the most intense thing I've ever seen.
Like right behind its front leg.
Yeah, you go right behind its front leg, and you stab.
I've done it.
I was going to ask you.
I figured you have.
I can imagine the adrenaline alone would make you just act though instead of hesitating. Like
yeah.
Like if a branch yelled at me to do that, I would just be like, okay, fine.
I fucking literally, as soon as he said, he was like, "Stop this motherfucker!" I literally ripped it out and
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm on it.
Yeah, I was like, he went from like he got in like his gym mode for a second.
Yeah. Like, crazy branch.
And then we stuck to HOG, and he was really happy for me because we've been talking about doing this for years. And he's like, "Do you like it?" I go, "Bro," I said, "I'll do this over bodybuilding any day." And he's like, and I go, "What?" He goes, "I got no more hunting partners." He's like, "Now I'm gonna get you asked to move here."
You guys got to take me out on one of those fucking things. That would be.
Dude, Fouad, you need to come down here and we'll line it up. We'll go shoot hogs out of a helicopter.
Dude, if you line that up, I'm down. Like,
bro, Branch knows a guy, and I have a guy. You let us know a week.
$750 a pop, bro. And you're like up there for what, like an hour and a half?
Yeah.
How much is it?
$750.
I'll do that. I'll do that all day.
Odds, bro.
Dude, last time I went second. So my buddy and his dad went first, and they went for an hour, and they shot like 35 hogs.
Yeah.
And then me and my buddy went up for the second hour, and we shot like 28.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just so as everybody know, like everybody's probably like, you guys are killing hogs.
Yeah.
They pillage the land, they destroy it, they go after livestock, they fucking destroy the crops. Like they are fucking very bad. They're a nuisance. And like that's why the hunting season is 24/7, 365.
Feral hogs in Texas, they're so overpopulated, all of the farmers will literally pay you to come hunt the land and kill them. Yeah. Like Guy said, they root the land up to the point where cows will break their legs in the rootings. They'll destroy crop fields. They carry a bunch of diseases that they can pass on to livestock. They're nasty. You don't eat them either. Like, I'll be completely honest with you. You can't eat them.
Well, they donate them to the church. I know, and they give the meat to like the poor and stuff like that. You know, Brian Dobson does that stuff. But yeah, I don't eat that stuff.
I was just going to ask, is anybody like, so people are eating that stuff, but Hunter, you're not taking it home to eat.
No. Dude, I don't even want to know what they do to it to make that shit taste edible because it's so gamey and gross.
Is it? Yeah.
And when Hunter says it roots the land, the only way I can describe it is like, picture like asteroids, just like little asteroids hitting a land. And that's literally what the fucking land, there's just huge divots in like all over the place for fucking miles.
So how often is Branch doing this shit? I imagine him doing it like every weekend.
Branch said he used to go like every couple days. Like he said he was so addicted to it. Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of Nick, would you ever do something like that?
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
You lied, son.
Nick, you're like a legit serial killer. Look at your face.
Nick, seriously, would you go hunting and kill hogs?
Yeah, I think it sounds like fun.
Would you do it?
A Ranger Texas trip.
Would you do it out of a helicopter, or would you do it like Guy did it, like on a 4-wheeler?
I do both.
I'll submit a third option. One of my really good friends guides night vision hog hunts, so you do it with nods and infrared lasers. It's about as close as you get to Call of Duty.
That was the option. We Branch actually had his thermal with him. Yeah. So we got to his house. I was looking through his scope, and it's crazy.
Oh, it's nuts. Yeah.
That's so fucking intense.
You can literally with the night vision goggles and infrared. So that's different than thermal. With the nods and the infrared laser, if you stay upwind from them, you can literally stalk them to like within like 10 or 15 yards and just shoot them in the face. It's pretty fun.
What the fuck?
It's so fucking.
So fucking straight. You could just walk up to him and shoot him right in the face.
Hunter's fucking ruthless. I didn't know this side of you. All right. All right, you guys want to do some questions or what?
Whatever, bro.
Whatever.
Idiot. If you had to move around one of these ways for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Crawling, handstand, or forward rolling?
If you had to pick one?
If you had to pick one.
What is it? Crawling, forward rolling. What was the other one?
Handstand.
Crawling.
Oh,
crawling.
Man.
Yo, your shoulders would be shot within an hour.
Nick, you're gonna pick handstand out of all of those things? Hunter, what are you thinking? If you had to...
Are we still bodybuilding? Because I feel like if I walked around everywhere on my hands, I'd have some pretty gnarly shoulders after a while.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true. That's true.
Nick would pick handstand because his fucking hand size like a 12 and a half.
He'd have no problem, eh? Like just
I got it.
I would take crawling. I mean, it's the fucking easiest, right? All right. Worst post-show binge story. Let's skip that. Tips on must-dos for a new pro going into an off-season. Is there any difference between pro and amateur on must-dos?
No, I think it's all the same.
Right? There's no difference.
No. The only difference is the caliber of the show.
I mean, must-dos. Stick to your fucking diet, train your ass off. Those are must-dos.
Pretty much.
Right? Okay. Yeah, I don't know why people think there's a difference between pro and amateur. Like, we're bigger. We compete at a higher level, but the mechanism of gaining muscle and getting big is the exact same for everybody.
Yeah, it's just a different level of competition.
Yeah. Like, I mean, maybe there's a difference between natural and enhanced, but I mean,
it's like college and NFL, or it's still the same game, just a different level.
Yeah, I find that
using Guy's example, you can kind of like maybe say it like this: like they're asking like what the difference is. Yeah, there might be a difference if you played at some like D3 school and then you're going and you got drafted and you're going to an NFL team. But if you were, you played at like Alabama or something, and you've been bodybuilding at an Alabama level as an amateur, nothing's going to change when you go to the NFL.
Yeah, I guess what I mean is the mechanisms of muscle growth are going to be the same whether you're starting or whether you're at our level. In fact, they're probably easier when you're starting. I mean, probably all of us gained the most amount of muscle in our first 2 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like most of our gains came at the very beginning, and then you kind of have to find new ways to get bigger as you keep growing. You have to find new ways to keep growing.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any difference.
Change things.
But I get these questions all the time. Like, what do you guys do when you're hungry? The same thing you fucking do when you're hungry. We suffer. We just get hungry.
Yes.
We eat.
No, but if you're dieting and you get hungry, what do you do, Nick?
Oh, you suck it up.
That's right. So there's no difference. Doesn't matter. Like,
we ain't no bitches around here.
Thoughts on testosterone creams? Do you guys ever try that shit?
Waste of fucking
testosterone creams.
You've never heard of testosterone creams, Nick?
What do? Rub it on my bicep and it grows?
Yes.
Fuck out of here.
No, serious. No. It's like a chia pet. Like, you water a chia pet and it grows. Same shit. You just rub it on your tricep.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro, you never heard of that topical topical cream for everything?
It's like for old men who need their TRT, and you get like 50 mgs, like covering yourself in.
Nick, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, you should rub some on your fucking scalp in the shower. Maybe your head can grow to fit your body.
Nick, it's like what Hunter said. You get like 50 milligrams out of a serving, and you fucking rub it on your body, and you get the testosterone out of it. What's it called? Transdermal? Is that what it's called?
Transdermal. It's the same shit as like people putting like ibuprofen and like veterinary liniment and shit and putting it on their joints. That's
You know what my doctor gave me once? You ever see it was almost like, it wasn't a cream, it was almost like an ointment, but you stuck it up your nose.
How much testosterone did you get out of it? Like 10 milligrams?
Like, he told me to try it before the gym. He's like, just do it before the gym. And he said you'll probably get like 50 mgs.
So like a suspension almost.
Yeah, I didn't feel shit. And it was fucking disgusting.
Probably because you're a junkie and 50 milligrams is not enough for you.
I'm a junkie.
Yeah, like 50 milligrams is a low dose for you. You probably need more.
50, I did less than that pre-contest.
No, you did not. Is it possible to get huge on a vegetarian diet?
Nah.
Yeah, no. Why? Somebody want to explain to him why?
Dude, to have the amount of fucking food you have to eat to get protein to build muscle is like absurd.
Veggies isn't.
And I'm not bashing vegetarians or vegans, but like, do you ever read the back of some of the stuff that it's like those burgers and shit, like all the stuff that's in them? They got like 80 grams of fat per patty. It's like
I don't know how you would eat it all without like ingesting all the fiber and carbs and everything and being full from it. Like, how full would you be with the amount of fiber and shit that's in that?
Just to get enough protein. And I know people say you can use like plant-based shakes and stuff, but still, I mean, it's not the best protein sources at all.
Yeah. Okay. If you had to fight one person from the Open Olympia, who would it be and why? I asked this on the other podcast. I want to know you guys. Think.
Dexter.
Hunter would fight Ian.
I love.
Okay, so Hunter's gonna fight Ian. Nick is gonna fight. Who are you gonna fight, Nick?
I want to fight Big Ramy.
Okay. Why? Because if you take him out, then you can win.
Yep, I'm going right for the top.
Or for the top. All right. What do you think, Guy? I picked Regan because I think Regan's like a sweet kid, and he probably doesn't fight. So like I could probably like take him out pretty easy just because he's a nice guy.
I would say Flex.
He's not in the open.
Well, he was supposed to do the open,
but he didn't. You have to pick somebody who was there. You can't pick Flex. He's your friend. You're just trying to get out of it easily.
I'd be like Dexter. He got like brittle bones.
Oh my god!
Brittle bones.
He picked the oldest guy.
Dexter, I love you.
You're a fucking asshole.
I just want to get done quick. I know Dexter's going to be now. He's going to turn to do it. Dexter's going to be like, I'll fight Guy now. Dexter debates more than anybody.
What's your favorite competition you've ever done? Doesn't have to be a win. Could mean something special, like when James won at the Luke show. What's your favorite show you've ever done, Hunter?
Man,
it's got to be the Olympia, no?
Yeah, the Olympia was really cool. The Tampa prep was really cool too. It being the debut and winning it, and it being in, Tampa and the people I had there with me and stuff. But the Olympia prep was the coolest one for sure.
Sometimes the people that you have with you make it, eh? Like some of my fondest.
I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of starting to get known for it, but it's like this would not be very fun to do without the people that I have around me. It's very, I don't know, it's monotonous to do by yourself. It's not that fun to do by yourself. And, it's like doing it with the crew that I have between the people I actually train with and then like the video and like photo guys I have around me. Like it's fun, man. Like last year we were just kind of going city to city shooting content and training and seeing everyone. It was awesome.
Dude, I know what you mean because I had probably the most fun in my career up till I was about 35. Because I had like one crew of guys I was training up till about 30, and then a different crew from 30 to 35. And it's just when it's fun, you actually train harder. Yeah. You just have a better time doing it.
Genuinely care about, and they hold you accountable, and you do the same in return, and awesome things happen for sure.
Do you think sometimes the people you bring with you to the show can actually make the show better, even if the show is not that great?
They can make it better or worse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in this sense, like one of my fondest memories is an Arnold from like 2012, I think, when my whole family came, and then we all went out to dinner after and had a nice dinner. I didn't place that well. I think I took like 10th at that show or some shit, but it was just, the memory of afterwards being with my family and everything made that show memorable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yours, how did the Olympia feel with no audience, or was there an audience?
Yeah, 10,000.
How many was it full, or like did they keep it like?
It was full. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was the biggest part of the Olympia for me, was like the crowd. How did you feel about that?
Man, I'm one of those guys that, if I'm being completely honest with you, I never really stopped making eye contact with the judging panel. Yeah,
I do that too, but you can feel the audience, no?
You can't really see the crowd that much. I will say, it probably wasn't one of my favorite. It was one of my favorite parts about the Olympia for sure. But my parents and my daughter were sitting in the second row, right to the right of the judges. Like if I'm looking at them, so it's like I was like sitting there, like going like this with my daughter on stage and stuff. So
yeah.
You see them, but that, and then during the pose down, I actually went over there and she ran up to the stage and I like wanted to tap her hand. She held onto my finger so hard, I almost pulled her up on the stage with me.
That's awesome. Nick, what's yours, buddy?
Probably North Americans.
Why? Because you won?
Not even just because I won, just my whole family was there to see.
Your parents come on stage too? That was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, my parents got to come on stage. My girlfriend was on stage. My brother was on stage. Matt was on stage. So for me, that was just a memorable moment, especially for my parents, because they've been with me since my whole entire bodybuilding career started. So like that meant as much to them as it did for me. So.
Hey, you know what I was thinking? Your parents are like your biggest fans. Do they watch this show?
Yeah, my mom loves it.
Does she know? So she's seen like your 3 rules for dating?
Yeah, my mom goes, so I actually was just talking to her before this podcast, and she goes,
wait a minute.
Butthole talking.
Hunter, do you know?
No, I gotta hear the 3 rules. I was about to ask him.
Before you tell his your 3 rules.
Well, I only remember my. I actually forget my 3 rules. That's fucked up.
It was like the girl
butthole, anal.
The girl had to let you do anal.
She's gotta let me do anal, and she's got to give head, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was those 3.
And then you literally dropped all 3. If we added in cooking, those 3 didn't exist anymore. You're just a fucking absolute, just complete.
Okay, so back to my question. Your mom is cool. Like, she watches it and it's funny to her.
Dude, my mom is awesome. She loves it.
Your mom must feel bad for your girlfriends.
Yeah. I think it's hilarious that your mom said no butthole talk. That's fucking
my
great.
dad's like, just say rim job. It sounds more professional.
Sounds like you're talking about trucks.
I think rim job sounds dirtier. It's fucking gross.
That's right, dude. It doesn't sound that much cleaner.
Way to go, Papa Walker.
I think rim job sounds dirtier, don't you?
I think it's about the same. Let me get my butthole licked. Let me get a rim job. I don't know.
I think get my butthole licked sounds dirty, but not gross.
This conversation just went to 77% gay within 30 seconds.
It's not gay.
Okay, wait. We have Hunter here to break the tie. So, Guy thinks that me and Nick are gay because we like a little tickle.
What
you said? Speak up. You didn't. I didn't hear what you said, Hunter.
I don't think a little tickle's crossing the line. I think that's fair play.
See,
no,
Guy, you're a little worried about yourself.
Nick, not Hunter. Don't let him fucking sabotage this. Nick said, "I like my butthole licked." I think of licked like. That's not a little fucking tickle.
She's licking my butthole. She's not slurping my butthole. That was a slurp.
What's a lick?
What the fuck was that? Slurping and oodles and noodles.
What did you just do? Took my butt out of your mouth. Listen. My asshole's an exit. I don't need anything coming near. That's just my.
All right. We don't have to get back into the discussion. I just want to know what Hunter thought.
Thanks, Hunter. I thought you'd be anti-butthole.
No,
but
Guy, you're more
a little more adventurous, Guy.
I think Guy's a little.
Hunter, really? I
think Guy's just.
you know what I was going to say too that I can't say on here.
Say it. I want to know what you're going to say.
No. After the podcast is over, I'll tell you.
Oh, this is bullshit. Okay. Guy, what's your favorite show? You've done a million, so what's your favorite show?
What is it?
Well, you've been competing for like 12 years. Yours probably got more to pick from than those 2.
Honestly, 2000, and it was crazy. They actually, there were so many people in the show. They cut the posing routine down to 60 seconds, and I was only on stage for 60 seconds. And it was probably it was 2014. I took second bullshit to Aaron Clark in New York, but my routine was 1 minute long, and it was. The fucking crowd went. It's on YouTube. I watched it all. The fucking crowd went fucking crazy, and I'll never. It was I remember posing, and I had no hair, and I could feel the hair like on my fucking body. It felt like I had like knives,
goosebumps.
Yeah, but they hurt because you're all shaved.
Yeah,
and I felt like my body was ripping apart. But the crowd, it was the fucking craziest. It was.
What song did you pose to?
It was remade song by Jeff. The guy's name is Jeff Goot, and it was the Hallelujah song.
Okay,
that's a cool song. That's a cool song. Do you think you should have beat Aaron? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I won Dallas the week before, and then I came to New York and I wanted to win. I took second, and Aaron qualified for the Olympia, and I got so pissed off that I took second. I went to Toronto, and that's the show where they drilled us at the end. There was 30 guys. It was me, Doug Dell, and I won that one. But yeah, I think I should. If you watch it, I think it was clear as day I should have won it. But
I think I want to watch it now. Maybe I'll watch it after. How should you set up your bulking diet as a busy, low-budget college student?
I can tell you what I did.
I wrote an article on bodybuilding.com that you can eat like 5,000 calories a day and it'd actually be clean for under $100 a week.
What about the busy part, though?
Blending oatmeal and whey protein doesn't take long to drink.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. So blending shakes, so whey, oats, and peanut butter. That's what I used to do. Is that like what you guys do?
Blend creamer, ice, and egg whites. That's 4 meals right there if you do 2 of each.
You blend creamer, ice, and egg whites?
I do egg whites and oatmeal for my first and last meals every day. Then I do whey protein and cream of rice for pre-training and post-training.
Blended.
I don't blend the cream of rice, but you can put more water in it, blend it, and drink it. I've done it when I've been in a hurry before.
I've never tried to drink cream of rice.
That, or you put the cream of rice with the whey protein, like in like a magic bullet or something with some ice, and it almost gets like frosty thick. That's pretty good too.
Huh. Okay, so we're saying, what's our advice then? Blend shakes and.
Well, I had I was very busy in college. I worked, played football. I took full course of credits. I used to always go to the food hall, and I used to always go to the store and have extra Tupperware, and I would fill up Tupperware in the food hall and take food back with me and throw in my fridge. And then I worked at GNC. So I would either do like bars in between meals, or I would do, it was Nitrotech, peanut butter, oatmeal, or Nitrotech, peanut butter, and bananas. That's literally how I got through college.
What's the cheapest food? I would go ground beef. No?
Ground beef and white rice.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And if you can stomach it, the cheapest tuna is like fucking costs nothing, but it's like, why are you shaking your head, Hunter?
Poisoning in a can if you
yeah. Yeah, if you eat enough of it, yeah. So ground beef, and you know what, I found dark meat chicken's cheap too.
Yeah, thigh meat.
Yeah.
Like you do thighs or drumsticks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Should the O move yearly to other major cities, London, Tokyo, Paris, Rome, Dubai, etc.?
Yes.
The global fan base and reach would be surely positive. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
travel all over the place.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite things about hearing my dad tell stories about bodybuilding is, you know, talking about, you know, the Olympia that he did in Helsinki, Finland, Gothenburg, Sweden, you know, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Orlando, South Africa. Like, they did them everywhere. It's crazy.
It is kind of, you know what I find cool with that? I feel like fans in Europe are more emphatic when there's a bodybuilding show because they don't have it there all the time.
Right.
So it's like they get really fucking pumped up for it. So imagine the Olympia being in Germany or something. It would be crazy.
I feel like we need to do a better job of making it seem like a worldwide sport too. And, you know, obviously Rami winning the O is a huge
Yeah.
Until this year, you know, it was like most of the top 10 was out of the U.S. All the big shows are in the U.S. You know, I like the fact that, you know, we have a guy from outside of the U.S. that won. And I like the fact that, you know, they're talking about moving them. And I think it's good for bodybuilding for us to have to go see them too. You know, they've been coming to us for so long. And that's what I want to do with bodybuilding. You see the world for free too. So
have you guys been overseas to like Dubai or anywhere else over there?
No.
Nick, you haven't. Where have you been, Hunter?
I did Australia for almost 2 weeks with Sergio. I did India for 10 days with Pat Moore.
How was India?
Dude, it was really good and really bad at the same time, if that makes sense. It was really cool meeting people that were, you know, that excited to see you. It was very humbling seeing how just happy people were there with so little. And then, you know, the opposite end of that, you know, it was really hard going everywhere for 10 days, you know, seeing kids everywhere that, you know, are not eating enough, you know, seeing people, you know, are wanting and not wanting.
You can't give them anything.
A lot more than they have. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't tell you not to give them anything because they'll like kill the kid.
No, for sure.
Guy, have you been to India?
Dude, I travel. Me and Jay talk about it all the time. I think besides Jay, Kai, maybe one or two other, I probably travel more than anybody. I travel.
Okay, it's not a competition. You can just say,
I travel. Yeah, I've been all over the place. Like,
hey, Nick, you hear a guy? He's like, listen, I travel the most out of everybody.
Oh, Dick, I'm saying there's not a lot of places I haven't been.
Okay, so how many times did you go to India and for how long?
3 different times. One was a tour with BSN, 2 different times for competition.
The reason I'm stuck on India is I've heard good and bad things.
India has the craziest fan base. The people there go absolutely ballistic for fucking bodybuilding. It's the craziest thing because it's like how many jacked Indians you really see. It's like, but there they fucking go crazy. You go in the resort where your hotel is, it's the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen. And you like can go from your resort literally down a path into a street and look like you're in a different fucking time zone, like dimension.
Yeah.
Just kids on the street, like knocking on your door, going like this because they're hungry. They want to eat, no shoes, like covered in dirt. Yeah. Like literally people walking on the street and they just stop, pull their pants down, pull their pants up, keep walking.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's really, you know, if you go to India, you'll get different sense of life when you come back.
I don't think I'll go. I've heard two, I won't name any pros, but two guys I know. One guy said, I'll never go there again because his anxiety was so bad he couldn't because people were grabbing at him so much.
They don't understand personal space.
Yeah.
Like the guys will walk down the street holding hands.
Yeah, but that's normal there. I understand the holding hands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't understand personal space.
Yeah, that's just cultural there. That's a thing. But but I mean, he was talking about being grabbed at for like photos, or they grab his biceps, or like I can't handle that kind of shit. That to me is the ultimate. Like
David Henry almost sent somebody through the fucking wall after the show in 2012.
Yeah.
They were taking pictures, me, him, and Jose, and the guy kept like groping him. And
yeah.
he fucking grabbed his hand and like twisted. He goes, "Yo, bro, I said stop fucking touching me."
Like, yeah, that shit's too much for me. And then the other person said it was just too dirty. It was so dirty that he couldn't handle it. So I'm like, that's kind of one place I don't have any aspirations to go to, but I do want to go to Australia. It's one place I've been invited to a couple times that I've never been to.
Awesome. Gorgeous. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Nick, have you been invited to any places yet, or are you still pretty fresh?
Still pretty fresh.
Are you going to do the Arnold Australia? That'd be a good way to get there.
I would like to.
Eventually. You'll love it, Nick. And that show's awesome.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one regret I have. He invited me to come out a couple of years and I didn't go because the flight from here is like 22 or 23 hours.
24 from New Jersey.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck, man, I can't sit on a plane for 23 hours, man. That's just
not as bad as you think, actually.
Really?
No. Especially if you're in first class, like you get on the plane, you eat, you fall asleep. I take the night one, you fall asleep, you wake up. By the time you wake up, the flight's almost halfway over.
If you fly first class, I wouldn't.
Oh, I'm saying. That's right. I said if.
Yeah.
But if you're going to fly a flight that long, I don't recommend not flying first class.
Yeah, but a lot of people can't afford to pay the extra $3,000 or whatever it's going to be to fly first class.
Well, I'm saying, I'm sure if you went, you'd be in first class.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't pay $4,000 for a flight. I just wouldn't go. I'm not saying okay. Would you rather have a dog that has to go on 8 long walks a day, or have a dog that only needs 1 long walk, but it walks on its 2 hind legs and you're on all 4s with the leash on your neck getting walked by the dog? I don't know who the fuck thinks of this shit.
I'm going to go with option A.
Me too, just because I can understand it.
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't even know why I read that.
Ain't no dog walking me.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get all my calories in as a kid.
And I gotta dip out.
What's that?
I got like 2 or 3 more minutes and I gotta dip out.
Okay, we'll do one more with Hunter before he goes. If you could only have one more workout in your lifetime, what body part would you train, Hunter?
My back, so it could be one step closer to not being pitiful.
Okay, if it wasn't for trying to make it better, is that your favorite body part? To train?
I think my favorite training day right now is either back or push for sure. Yeah.
What about you, Guy?
Push your legs.
Push or legs?
I think I would do legs. I would squat until I fucking died.
What about you, Nick?
I'll do legs too.
I'd do legs too. Yeah, that's the last one. Hunter, you got to fly or what?
Yeah, man, I gotta go dinner with my parents. Now that I know these are normally 2-hour-long things, let's do another one soon. I'd love to be on for the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll do another one whenever you want, man. You're welcome.
Whenever you want, man. I'm pretty chill for a while.
Hunter, tell Pops I said what's up.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah, me too. He doesn't know who I am, but just tell him I said hi anyway.
All right, man, dude. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Okay, brother. Thanks for coming on. We'll talk soon.
All right, be talking to y'all. See you later.
Later, brother.
Bye.
Okay, what are we doing here? He's gone. He's gone now. It's us 3. I feel like we lost.
This is the trio. This is what people want.
Back to the trio.
We got to get like bro chat t-shirts or something.
I'm working on some stuff.
Oh yes.
I'm working on some stuff. I got trademarks being done right now by the lawyer.
Nick, me and you got to talk about this because we're on this all the time, so we got to fucking work on this.
I already, like I said, I got a lawyer working on some shit. Nobody can take my shit. No, but I actually have thought about that. And I have thought the guys who are on regularly, I'm going to we'll have a discussion and figure it out. But I want to start doing some People have been asking. What's that?
I like your beard.
You like my beard?
Yeah, it's like medium length, not long, not short.
Yeah, I cut it down a bit. Anyway, listen. So people have been asking for shirts and stuff for bodybuilding bollocks since way back.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do anything because Luke had just passed, and I didn't want to disrespect, and people think like, oh, he's making money off Luke and blah blah blah. So I didn't want to do anything. But it's been some time now, and the cast is different, and the show has kind of moved on, and this show is on now, and so I have a lawyer working on some trademarks. Once those are done, I'm gonna work on some clothing, and we'll all fucking sit around and figure out what's what.
I'm excited. That's fun.
Yeah. Okay, back to that was probably a discussion we should have had like off air, but I might as well just let everybody know what's going on. So
ready for the cold drop.
If you could train with any group of current pros, who would it be and what gym?
A group though, like that's
a group. I gotta pick a group.
I don't know a group that trains together.
I like training over at Pure Muscle with Dorian and the guys. I go over there sometimes. Dorian, Antoine. I haven't trained with them in a while. I've been there to train, but I haven't trained with them in a while. But they have good training sessions. I'd like to train with Hunter in the group too. Those guys look like they train like fucking animals.
I was gonna say I'd pick like Branch Warren's group.
That's what I was gonna say.
Well, I was thinking Hunter because Ben says he goes down there quite a bit to train with Hunter, and he says how crazy it is. So I'm like, yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah,
I would smash it up at Metroflex, or I'd go to Venice with Charles and a couple of those guys over there.
Who trains at Venice that would be someone you'd want to train with?
Now nobody, but before there, there's a lot of guys.
It's not really right.
It's not open.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like even before, like it got like died down a little bit.
Yeah. Not what it used to be.
Yeah, the Branch and Johnny crew would be fun.
I think that would
a million. There's nothing like training with Branch and Johnny. Nothing.
Yeah,
they're maniacs.
Akim versus James. What's your opinion?
Akim's a big motherfucker, bro.
I'm going James.
Akim
are we talking right this minute today? Or are we talking next time they meet?
Have they ever met yet?
No. They're very similar. What's that?
I would like to see how that looks next to each other.
I think more aesthetically pleasing, and his condition is very good. Akim's just got the holy fuck, he's huge.
The problem is, I feel like James has a better back, but Akim probably has better arms. I think their legs are a wash. They're even in the leg department.
How about back?
I think James has a back.
Akim has he's got like high lats and but his back's thick. But James is thick and he's got a lot of good detail on his back.
Well, that's the thing about Akim is not only that he has high lats, his detail and conditioning in the back is lacking.
Yeah.
So I feel like James would have him from the back because I think their lower bodies.
What about Akim at the Olympia because he looked pretty damn good.
Listen, before we say anything, I think Akim looks awesome. So I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. And I don't necessarily, I'm not saying for sure James could beat him. I'm just saying if we start picking apart their physiques, I think James has him from the back, but Akim has better arms and maybe shoulders. I don't know.
I would think pose for pose, not body part. It'd probably make it easier.
Well, if we're going pose for pose, I think James would win. I think James would win the back shots.
I think Akim would win more of the front.
I don't know. I think the flat spread might go to fucking James though.
The front double.
The front
double. Akim.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Front double is Akim.
I don't think James has perfected his posing from the front. That's the only thing hurting him at this time.
Yeah.
I think it might be Akim now, but I'm saying like the next time they meet because I have a feeling James is going to.
Well, he made crazy improvements last year.
Improved a lot over the years, so
that's what I'm saying. Like another year with Patrick, and I'm like, who the fuck is going to show up, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, if we're going by now, I'd probably pick Akim.
I still think it'd be close, but I think it might be Akim.
Who would you give the ab and thigh pose to?
Akim's got a good waist. I think. So does James, though. But I feel like Akim's got high lats, but that gives him kind of a frame from the front.
Yeah.
It might give him that like X frame.
I agree.
I don't know.
It'll help from the front, hurt them from the back.
I'd have to bring up both their photos. Should we do that?
You can. It's probably the only really fair way to do it.
All right, let's bring up James first. I don't think I can do a side by side, but we'll do one and then the other.
James is a freak, man.
He is a freak. So let's try. Okay, this is back shot. So like I said, I think from the back.
It's hard to see black and white.
It's a black and white. Sorry. This is front shot's fucking good too, though. Look at that.
I think from the front, he looks great.
Yeah, he does.
That's why I said abs and thigh. I would have given it to him.
I don't know. That's what I say. That's why I want to.
Well, it's muscular. I'd probably give the James.
That's why I want to bring up the photos because it's hard to remember what somebody looks like, right? Like this. Like, look at this.
That's retarded. Like
wild.
Okay, 1 second here. Let's go.
Look at that picture right there. We're just standing.
1 second. Let's see, Akim. Look at this. That's fucking nutty too. Like it's.
Yeah. Let's see.
There's a side chest. James has a really nice side chest too.
I think I'd give that pose to James.
Let's see what James' side chest looks like. Okay, so we get some bunch of most musculars.
Did he post one?
Yeah, I'm sure there's one. So here's a side tricep. Let's see if I can find a side chest. I know he probably posted one because I know he likes that pose. There's a front lat.
Wait, go to that one in the middle. There's multiple of the front lats, but there might be there.
Look at the fucking conditioning.
Looks crazy.
Deal.
That's his side chest.
I think he looks crap. I would give that to him. I think that looks nutty.
Yeah, I give it to him.
Wait a minute. Look at this.
Yeah, but you're going on. Hold on stage with tan and a fucking filter. That's filtered beyond belief.
Okay, come on. Just 1 second. Look at his fucking leg.
Yeah, but you just can't see that here because he's white as fucking a baby's ass in winter.
I'm not saying James isn't better. I'm saying just give it a real look.
I am, but you're showing me a picture that's covered in filters and tan.
Okay, let me see.
It's white.
This is not filtered.
No. I think James has that grainy fucking muscle.
Yeah,
I like that graininess.
I know. This is an amazing shot, though. You got to say he's got a front double.
Absolutely. I think he's an amazing bodybuilder.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see here. I think the back shots are James's for sure.
Yeah.
That shot right there in the middle is wild.
This one?
Nope. Up.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah, but then if you look at James's most muscular,
I give that pose to James.
I mean, look. So look at that.
I picked James. You all come.
I'm not saying I don't pick James. I'm not saying we're just having a discussion, right? Because that's the whole point of the podcast. So everybody just says yes, James, then we just move on. But I don't think it's that simple. I mean, this is fucking crazy too.
It is crazy.
Yeah, but you gotta have, if you're gonna do that, you gotta have show pick and show pick. It's hard to compare white and tan on stage. Like,
why are you making my job so difficult? Why are you doing that?
It's called
why can't you just play along and pretend that it's close enough?
We need show picks.
Why are you such a baby? Like they have to be exact.
Because you want to be fucking fair. I'm just trying to be fair. There you go.
Can you see that?
No.
You can't see that.
So this shot right in these picks, I would give this to Akim.
Different angle, right? That's what you're going to say next. But that's not the same angle.
No, I just
how about that one? How about that one?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
There you go.
I give it to Akim, actually.
Go back.
Akim's got so much detail on his chest.
Yeah.
James has better arms. I thought Akim had better arms. James has better triceps. Akim's got to get a better biceps, I think.
Go back.
I'm going to give it to Akim.
Yeah, I give the shot to Akim.
It's also a weird angle. It's honestly, look, this is the truth. It's really hard to fucking tell until they're standing next to each other. Yeah. That's how close I think they are. Like until these two
I agree.
Are standing beside each other, I don't think any of us can make a proper decision.
No.
Because they're very, very similar in physique. Like they're not here. There we go. Some just both dry, both in the gym, not like.
I like James. Has a like Dorian look when he.
James has a graininess to his skin that's really attractive.
He's got that like Branch Warren grit to him.
Yeah, and Akim is very conditioned, but he has so much muscle that it almost blurs things a little bit.
And it hangs on him weird because it's so much muscle.
I don't know if that makes sense to everybody listening, but
it does. Oh, it's everybody listening.
Yeah, I don't know, but from the back, I think James has it. Like this is a great back double.
A lot of detail.
Yeah, this is a great back lats. But I think this is only going to get better for him too.
I agree.
He literally reminds me of Branch Warren. Like everything about his physique reminds me of Branch. He's the Branch 2.0.
He's the fucking UK branch.
It's the UK branch. Okay. Yeah, no, my final assessment of them is I don't think anybody's really going to know until they stand next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're very, very similar physiques.
It's close, sure.
Which Mr. Olympia would be the best coach?
Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
Dorian Yates.
Yeah.
Dorian Yates.
I was gonna jump, and Dorian kept like all his logbooks, and he was very detailed, and so
he's very meticulous.
Lee Haney was also very smart.
I think Jay's too nice.
Yeah, bro. I would go with Dorian.
I think Dorian would be the one that would be like, "Fuck you, do what you're supposed to do, don't fuck around." And that I think would get more results than Jay, because Jay would be
Dorian was definitely like a little narcissistic with like he's writing everything down or neurotic.
Then we have Dexter, we have Phil, we have Brandon, Sean, Rami, Lee Haney, Rich Gaspar. Oh no, Rich Gaspar never won. I don't know. I think Dorian.
Oh, still picking Jay.
That's not surprising. Biggest regret in life and biggest regret in the gym, training or nutrition or whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a serious one, Nick. What's your biggest regret in life?
Dig deep in the soul, why don't you?
Yeah, that's going right to the fucking heart of your shit. You can start with training if it's hard to think of life as the first one.
The biggest mistake in training?
Biggest regret in training. Something you take back.
I wouldn't say it was a regret, but actually, I don't think anyone know this. When I was like 5 weeks out from USA's in 2019, I tore my hamstring doing heavy RDLs.
That's your biggest regret? Like, what, you have gone lighter? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, like I wish I probably had never done that.
Yeah. That's not a bad regret. That's like something very, very, like, minimal. What's your biggest regret in life? Is you have one?
I would have to
be careful, because whatever you share, there's a bunch of trolls out there that are going to fucking use it against you.
Oh, I know.
So, Guy, you want to go first?
Yeah, let Guy go first. I got to think about it.
Which part of the question?
Do the training first.
Do the training one first.
Oh, man. Honestly, my biggest regret was that I didn't change up my training style when my injury started to occur years ago. I tried to.
Oh, you mean you wish like
me and a fucking bag of fucking dicks, bro.
You mean you wish me and Nick became your friends sooner, so we could have told you how to train and you would have met John?
I hate this fucking podcast.
Just give us credit.
I wish I would have changed. I wish I wasn't so stubborn with my method of training. Biggest regret in life, and I've had this conversation. I don't have regrets in life, because to me, everything good or bad that happened, I learned a lesson from in some way, shape, or form, and I wouldn't be where I am if all that good and bad shit didn't happen.
I agree with that too, 100%. Your life experiences make you who you are, but
stop.
There's got to be one thing you're like, I kind of wish that was different.
I mean, okay. I regret fucking screwing up my pro debut and not listening to like what I thought fucking I should do.
Like what? What do you mean?
I was working with Neil, and it was just like he just did something totally out of the ordinary that I never done, and I looked for my, because you only get one first chance at things, and that was my first chance as a pro to prove myself, and I looked awful.
That's your biggest regret in life?
In life or bodybuilding?
No, and it says, what's your biggest regret
Oh,
in
you guys
life?
said gym, and then you said,
No, it says training. It says your biggest regret in life and your biggest regret in the gym.
In life, I would
You want me to go?
Yeah.
I think my biggest regret in training is I kind of feel like I should have stayed with Hani for a little while longer.
Really?
I left Hani after like 2 years, and I feel like I should have stuck around because there was a couple years there between. I mean, it wasn't bad because then I met Dennis James, and Dennis was a good coach too. But I think there was like 2012 and 2013 where I was kind of bouncing around. I would have liked to have stayed with Hani for the next couple of years and see what could have happened to my physique. Because I think bouncing around a little bit kind of fucked my shit up. Biggest regret in life, probably not finishing university.
Yeah.
I only did 2 years at university, and then I started bodybuilding. I was like, fuck this shit, I want to bodybuild. So I left school and I just became a bodybuilder. That was my thing. That has to be, it's not like a serious regret. I'm not like, oh man, I should have like not beat myself up about it. But if I could change one thing in the course of my life, I probably would have finished school. That would be the only thing. But it's not like the end of the world. It's just something that is kind of there.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, anything? You guys got anything by now or no? Nothing?
I think my biggest regret was when I was molested. I let it basically control my life as a child, and I didn't speak up about it for years.
Wait a minute.
I wish I about it sooner.
That's really big, dude. You just said it like that?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it, or is that not? We're not going to like. Are we going to?
I mean, no. I've talked about it before. It's what do you want to know?
I don't even know if like we should talk about that on the podcast.
I wasn't expecting that. Came out of the fucking left.
Yeah, that was like way more. Do you want me to edit that out? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a regret for sure.
Fuck.
I'm not sure what to say now. How do we move forward? Guy,
my regret is I can't even say regret now because my regret's not even close to that.
Yeah, it's like not as bad. You're like
my regret is fucking horrible.
Just feel stupid now.
Yeah, I like in my head I was like, oh, my regret's pretty bad. Then you spoke and I was like,
what's your regret?
I should have in college you have to do, if you're going for education, you have to take what's called a praxis test.
Yeah.
And I was the first male in my family to ever go to college. I didn't know anything. I just knew what I wanted to do. And I never took the praxis test because I was never told. So I had to drop the educational part of my major and just be a straight history major. And then I went into finance doing mortgages, and I never took the praxis test until that whole company got shut down. And then when I went to take the praxis test, it's a social study. So you had to know like government, political science, like psychology, like it just went on.
Yeah.
And, 6-7 years later, like I didn't remember half that shit. So I took it 3 times and I never passed it. So my biggest regret was like really never, I wanted to teach, and obviously bodybuilding took its place. But I would have always liked to have my actual teaching certificate. Because I mean, I could always go sub. I mean, I was teaching in school districts as a sub, but I never passed the praxis to able to actually have my education degree. Because I just stopped once bodybuilding came, and I had the job I got right out of college. I was making double a teacher salary, so I was like, I'm not going to fucking teach.
So wait a minute, do you have your degree or not?
I have my history degree.
Yeah.
But usually it's history education.
Yeah.
But I got my history degree because I wanted to teach. But you had to take the test. I can still right now go take the test and pass and have my teaching degree, which maybe one day I'll do. But right now I didn't. I don't have it. I don't have my.
Do you think you'll do that after you're done competing?
No, because I can't teach kids how I didn't learn. I didn't learn on a computer. I learned paper and pen and paper. I didn't learn this way. So for me to teach kids the way I wasn't taught is very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were right at the beginning of this. It sucks compared to Nick's.
Thanks.
Just thoughts on little injuries. Do you quit training body part completely, or do you work around it with exercises that don't directly affect it?
I always work around it.
I always work around it.
What kind of work around though? Are you are you staying away from it completely, or are you like just not doing anything that hurts?
If it hurts,
Anything that hurts.
Wait a minute, one person at a time. Guy, go ahead. You answer first.
if it hurts, don't do it.
Okay, but and Nick, you feel the same way?
Yeah.
But if do you think you could be affecting the healing if it doesn't hurt, but you still are training around the area?
I mean, I'm sure because you're still working the muscle, it might heal slower than what it should. But as long as you're not doing anything that could cause it to get worse, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all in for training around. I just sometimes wonder if we should be explaining what train around means, because
like, okay, for like example, I'll use chest. If, an incline dumbbell press doesn't hurt, do it. But if an incline fly hurts, don't do it.
Well, I'll give you an example. I tweaked my tricep a couple months ago. I just avoided chest altogether. Because there's not really any way to work around your tricep during chest unless you do a bunch of cable flies.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's like, but even though there wasn't pain, I was like, I'm going to affect the healing. I'm going to affect it getting better if I go in there and fuck around, even with like 40-pound dumbbells. It's still going to be slowing down recovery. So I feel like the proper advice is not just to worry about pain. If you have an injury of any sort, you should avoid that spot altogether.
What happens if you get a little injury when you're prepping for a show? Would you still avoid it completely?
That's a different story. Yeah, but a lot of these people that aren't. I mean, if I'm competing for a living and it's my salary, then yeah, I'm going to work through their injury. But like, I don't know. I tore my quad before the Arnold's in 2017.
I remember that.
I didn't do any quads, man, for 3 weeks or 4 weeks before the show.
Wow.
I did like.
How did your legs look?
Like shit.
Wow.
But I couldn't. I had a tear. I couldn't do anything with it. So sometimes it's not even your choice.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's tough. It's like, I think bodybuilders are a little stubborn. Like we want to work through stuff, but
we want to kind of show people like we're kind of superhuman sometimes and we can get through this and that.
Well, it's not even that. Sometimes for me, I get bored staying at home. I'm like, I don't want to fucking stay at home. I want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
So then you end up working around an injury and you're affecting it just because you're too bored to stay at home.
I worked around some injuries and actually like found some things I liked and that helped me and I actually grew from, believe it or not.
Yeah. Sometimes there's one exercise, when I tweaked my tricep, I was trying to do rear delts. When you do like a rear delt on a pec deck, when you do this, it actually pulls on your tricep. I don't know if everybody knows that. So instead of using a handle, I would dig my elbow into the arm
and pull.
And I would do it this way. And I actually feel it more. I'm like, that's isolating way more than if I use my hand because it takes the forearm right out of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It takes the tricep right out of it. Now it's all just rear delt.
Yep.
So yeah, there's ways sometimes you find things and you're like, wait a minute, that feels actually better.
Yep.
And I can use it even when I'm healthy.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll do a couple more. So here's a short one. What time do we start?
We started at 7:45, but Guy came on at 8:05. Just saying.
The guy was a little late.
Shut up.
Spend 1 year in space or 1 year under the ocean?
I'm going to space, baby. I want to jump around on the moon.
Yeah. I'm in for that.
Me too. I go to a place where less people have been, so I have like cooler shit to talk about.
Yeah.
Fouad Abiad, what are your goals for this year, bodybuilding, business, and personal? Well, I'll ask all three of us. Nick, you start. What are your goals? Bodybuilding first. Win the Mr.
Olympia.
Qualify for the Mr. Olympia. That's your goal right now for bodybuilding?
Yeah.
Okay. What about business? Any business endeavors?
I want to grow my clothing brand a lot more.
Okay. What about personal? You want to marry the girl you're with?
Really?
I just know she's listening. I'm like, if you want to propose at this time.
Quite often.
If you'd like to propose to her, you can now. Everyone was waiting for your proposal.
Yeah, the podcast.
Yeah.
What's your personal goals for this year? Any?
Personal? Not really.
Nothing? You don't want to buy a new car? You want to buy a house? You want to marry your girlfriend? You want to... Nothing?
Oh, well, if that's considered... Yeah, I would like to buy a house, yeah.
Yeah, that's personal.
Okay, yeah.
Guy, bodybuilding goals for this year.
First show, first qualify. That's my goal. First show.
What's your first show? What's your first show?
Whatever I decide it is.
Oh, you haven't decided yet.
But just because it's the
schedule
still a little loose. Like they add to it. So
what about business?
I got a couple of things happening business wise that I can't say, but I got a couple.
Give us a hint.
Huh?
Give us a hint.
I'm starting a few things that new. Other than clothing, I'm starting to do some things within the industry that I can't say it.
Are you starting a podcast?
I already have my podcast. I've been doing another weird podcast called Bro Chat every week. So all the stuff I bought for my podcast, I'm just going to bill you.
You can't say I'm starting a podcast and never do one. Or
I did it a couple times, and then quarantine happened, so I just kind of fell off. And then during quarantine, you asked me to do yours, and I just never picked it back up.
Okay, first of all, you asked me to do mine.
What? Oh, I reached out and said, if you. First of all, I was doing it. You know, I'm
joking.
You know, I reached out.
I know. Second of all, quarantine's the best time to do podcast. That's when people are sitting at home.
I know, but I was by I didn't know how to do any of the Zoom shit. My stuff was like, I can't. I have a guy come over when I do it, and he like runs all the mics and chicks. I'm not doing any of that stuff.
Okay. All right. What's your personal? Any personal? Since you can't tell us your business.
I said I'm starting. I'm gonna be starting.
Yeah, but you didn't say anything. It doesn't tell me anything. You're like, I'm starting some shit.
He wants like all the fucking. He wants me like the first one to know everything, so he can like sabotage everything. That's what he does.
So I can start my own before you. That's why. Like once guy tells me I'm gonna go start my own. No, I'm just interested. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, like things.
New clothing brand.
No, along the lines of supplements. Let's just say that.
Holy shit, guy's coming out with his own line of supplements.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Holy fuck.
Personal.
Is it going to be like a side note for Blackstone, like a piece, like Blackstone?
I didn't say you're right.
Guy Cisternino Blackstone edition. No. You totally gave it. You totally gave it away. You're the worst liar ever.
You're okay. Wait. Okay. Personal. Man, I don't know.
You want to get married?
Yeah, I wanted to be married and kids for a long fucking time. Like that was like that's almost. I don't want to say it's a goal, but like it's something I just want and don't have.
Do you think it sucks when you're 40 and you're single because it's way harder to meet people?
It's just it's like starting. It's like the starting over again at this age is like fucking. Brutal.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like when you're like 25, you're like more malleable. You'll like mold around like whatever girl you meet and try and like fit her what she wants.
Yeah, when you're this age, you're this age, it's hard to fucking change an old dog and teach him new tricks.
Yeah, like when you're 40, you're like, I know what I like to do. I know when I like to do it. I don't want to answer to anybody. Like, I can't imagine like starting now.
It's hard. One of my biggest fucking issues with like my house is like, I've been here by myself. So like I've had relationships where like they're good. And then as soon as they reach a point where like it could go to that level, I get like,
oh, you sabotage them.
Yeah, because I'm like I get freaked out because I start thinking like fuck, it's my house. Like they're gonna move into my house and like
I've been there.
I don't know fucking it's like the weirdest fucking thing. It's happened twice to me.
You know the easiest way to get around that? Tell them. Tell them.
Oh yeah, well.
No, I'm serious. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Because I had a condo and my wife kind of moved in before we got married. And I was like, I'm giving up my condo. It's just a condo. It's not a house, but still it's yours. It's your shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, look, this is hard for me. Like, you're going to have to like give me some time to adjust because this is like my shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was easier talking about it. You know what I mean?
But then I think like, well, if I want to have a family and kids, like I can't, you know what it is? It's like, I'm a little over OCD. So I'm constantly cleaning and this and that. So it's like, like if somebody comes into my house, like I'm like right behind them, picking them up, like picking things up after them, like duster. So it's like, I got to get over like things aren't always going to be perfect.
Do you think it's because you haven't met the right girl?
I just think I'm neurotic. Like I'm just over.
No, but I mean, like maybe if you meet the right girl, you'll be like, yeah, you can have half my shit.
No, I don't think it's. I think it's me.
Yeah.
Because I thought I met the right girl, and it's happened.
It's understandable. I mean, because you're 38, so it's like you work your life.
Yeah.
When you put your whole life into bodybuilding, and bodybuilding, it's not easy to make money in bodybuilding. You kind of work hard at it.
Yeah.
And then you finally get stuff, and you get a house, and you get all this shit. And you feel sorted out, and then someone comes along, and
it's like,
you're like, oh, okay, here's half.
Yeah, it's like, like I was married once, and I was lucky enough that like, we got divorced, and it was amicable, and like we stayed friends, and like, she didn't come after anything, and it was like wasn't like that, but I got lucky.
Yeah.
Like and like how many people are gonna want to sign a prenup? Like,
you know what I think? You know what I think would work now that we're talking about it? You got to meet a girl that has the same amount of shit that you have.
Well, that's what they say. You should, it's like if you meet somebody that's equal partnership, then you both have the same amount to lose and same amount to gain.
That's right. Because if you meet a girl that has a house, has a couple cars, whatever, then you don't feel like you're giving up anything. You're both giving up something.
Yeah. Problem is, there's not a lot of. Like for my age, I don't really date girls in 38. I usually date younger because girls that are 38 or 39, they usually have like kids or like they got some like, or baggage or something. I mean, like, no, I'm not saying I don't. I'm not fucking no walk in the park.
Baggage is one thing, but are kids that bad?
No, but I was in a relationship with a girl that had a kid and we broke up and it really fucked me up and I will not do that again.
Oh, because you got attached to the kid.
I had a really bad experience with a girl and a kid. I would tell myself never again. Never.
I could see that. I never even thought of that. Because I always thought to myself, like,
especially if they're young too. Like, if you meet somebody who's 30 something years old, like chances are the kid's not going to be super old unless they just got knocked up super young.
Yeah, I never even thought of that aspect of it because I always thought to myself before I met my wife, I was like, if I met a girl with a kid, it wouldn't be a problem. I'd be like, it's cool.
Well, I had this kid.
But I never thought of the fact that if you broke up, she's taking a kid with her and you're fucked because you just developed feelings for that kid and the kid's gone too.
I'll give you a cliff notes. Met a girl 2016. She lived in Massachusetts. After talking to her for a while, drove up to see her for a weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, to come home Sunday. Got there Thursday night. Friday, met her father. Now she was, she had twins. One of them passed away after 3 weeks because of some complications. The father to the kid, no job, alcoholic, like no money, no car.
Yeah.
The Friday night, her and me and her family go out to eat. Come back home with her daughter. And she's in the shower. Her phone rings. I said, yeah, your mom's calling you. I give her the phone. The fucking father to her kid got hammered, took his stepfather's car, was driving drunk, died. Died. That the day after I met her, right? Yeah. I was packing my shit to leave. I was like, this is fucking crazy. I can't stay here. Yeah. And she begged me to stay, and I stayed. And I knew if I stayed, what I was in for. And lo and behold, a couple months later, the girl was only 2. She didn't even fucking remember her dad. So guess who's daddy now? So for over a year, it's, daddy, the guy, daddy. And when you break up and it's like you lose that, but then you lose that too. And it's like not easy.
It's twice as bad. Yeah.
Fucking brutal. I was in a really fucking dark place for a little bit. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I never even thought of that.
I'll never do that. I told myself I will never, ever do that. I can't never.
So if you meet a girl tomorrow and she's perfect, you're like, no.
Nope, because I know if it doesn't work, how bad it is.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid's older enough to where he knows.
Yeah.
But if it's a younger kid, no, I want nothing to do with it.
See, I feel like I would have a harder time if I met a woman with an older kid.
Well, a younger kid gets very attached to.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, like,
if I was in a relationship and it was good, and I didn't, and everything was good, I would rather have a kid that was younger because I think he would gain a little bit more respect than when they're older.
Yeah, exactly.
If if it's right now, like I'd just rather the kid be old and like he can tell me to go fuck off and I'd be whatever, I'm banging your mom. You know?
Whatever, I'm banging your mom.
I prefer younger than me, like late 20s, early 30s.
How old are you? 38, so 10 years younger.
Yeah,
max.
But yeah, I don't go. Yeah, that's like 28, 29. That's like yeah.
Yeah, I would have a hard time if I was in your shoes dating anything under 25.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no.
Even actually, to be honest with you, probably under 30, I would be like,
yeah.
That's
why I said like we're that cusp.
Yeah. Well, my my goals for the year bodybuilding wise is to possibly do another show, but probably not.
I'll say that.
Honestly, my bodybuilding goals are just to be able to, at this point, I'm literally at the point where I'm like, I just want to train and be healthy. And if I can get to a show, then I get to a show, but I just want to be able to train. You know, it sucks. Even if I never compete again, I just want to be able to train.
Yeah.
I don't want to be at the point where the doctor's like, look, you probably got to avoid training hard and bulk. Because if your kidneys get too bad, training really, really hard can actually be bad for your kidneys.
Yeah.
So I just want to keep my trajectory going. Oh, you know what I just found out?
What?
Apparently they have a new stem cell treatment for kidneys.
Really?
Well, because I know, you know how you're like, there's a thing called FSG and it's when your kidneys get scarred.
Yeah.
I don't have that, but I do have some scarring on my kidneys. So my doctor, who's very like new age, just actually told me last week, it's not in Canada. I'd have to fly to like, I don't know, it's Colombia or Panama or something where they do. Yeah. But they have a treatment now specifically for your kidneys. And I'm like, fuck, man, if I could go down there and it actually worked and my kidneys were 100% good again, really? then I could come back here and go on a massive cycle and get fucking huge and start all over again. And then win. And then when my kidneys got fucked up again, I would just go back down and get more stem cells.
And the never aging. He'll be when he fucking dies, he'll be like fucking two Ronnie Coleman's.
Yeah.
With perfect kidneys.
Okay.
He's got his heart of a 100-year-old, but his kidneys are great.
For people that are watching, I'm just fucking joking. If I go down to get stem cells, I'm not going to go crazy. I think it's really cool that medicine has advanced to the place where this is like actually could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Because if you talk to a doctor even a year ago or 5 years ago, or even some doctors now, they're like, your kidneys are fucked. They're fucked forever. That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, all right. Anyway. So yeah, bodybuilding, that business. I said this on a previous podcast. I want to be able to keep up with Seth and Jay because they're like the guys I look to. So I'd like the business to keep going in that direction. And personal, I think I want to adopt a kid.
Yeah, huh?
I think
really?
I thought it's a long fucking process. So I'm not saying it's going to happen like this year, or I don't know how long it takes, but I think I'm going to look into like private adoption. My wife probably doesn't want me to say this because I've been saying this for like 3 years, so it might never happen, but I've been thinking about it more and more lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're like in a good place now, and I'm not really competitive bodybuilding as much, so I have more time, and the business is doing really, really well. So we're financially pretty stable, and we both work from home, and I just don't see like it's kind of like the next step. Like, what are you going to do in your life? Just keep buying stuff?
So you guys can't have kids. I didn't know that.
Well, no, I didn't know.
You don't have to tell me. I just didn't know.
No, we're both 42.
Yeah.
So about 5 years ago, there probably could have been a chance where we both could have had kids.
Yeah.
But the doctor was like, we're going to have to do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, there's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
And there's not enough like of a good possibility of it happening.
Yeah.
So we just kind of turned that thought off. We're like, you know what? We got a lot going on. I'm competing. We got the business, blah, blah, blah. But now it's like a few years later and we're like, okay, maybe now.
The little one running around.
Yeah. Cause I'm like, and I get to pick them perfect. Like too, I could be like, who's his dad? Who's the mom? I want like a Mr. Olympia. Like somebody's gonna be jacked.
I want a kid. I mean, can I have the blood panel of whoever the father is?
No, I don't know. You know what? It's like I said, it's all talk, but it's in my head more and more. So who knows? We'll see.
That'll be exciting though.
I feel like it's weird when people shit on like people who adopt. I'm like, there's a lot of kids out there that don't have fucking parents.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I think it's a great thing.
I never shit on it. I just said I didn't know if I would ever do it, but I would never shit on that. I think that's awesome.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. Growing up, I never thought I would, but you know, if life hands you the cards, your life deals you the cards you're dealt, right? And you work with what you got.
Yeah.
Anyway, that got a little deeper than I expected, but anyway.
Podcast got deep quick today.
Yeah, everybody's just sharing a little too much. I think we're getting a little. What's that, guy?
I might start crying.
Well, we're getting a little too comfortable. I think we should ease up a bit and fucking pull back.
Oh man, we're all friends.
Yeah, but the 50,000 people are listening well, actually they are friends. They're all leave pretty cool comments. So anyway,
if somebody leaves a dickhead comment for anything that was said today for like serious stuff, then they should just fucking.
Oh, they will. Dude, trust me, they will. It's inevitable that it would happen.
That's ridiculous.
If Classic was around when you started out, would you have tried to do that division instead?
No.
For me, 100%.
Really?
Dude, you know how long it took me to get like thick, like a bodybuilder? Like when I see guys like Ian, right? Ian turned pro at 22.
Right.
And now he's 30 and he's like pretty thick. You know, Luke was 30 and he was really, really thick. You know, James is 30. He's really thick. I didn't develop that kind of thickness till I was like 35. Like I was a pretty like, I don't want to say athlete.
When you started in Classic, you might have been a little more content with not being as big and not fucking wanted to be as big and be a bodybuilder.
I really liked the way I look when I was smaller.
Yeah.
I think I could have been happy being like 230 or whatever the cutoff is and just being shredded.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like being jacked, but I think I actually would have done better in Classic because I think I forced my body to get to a certain place it didn't want to go. Yeah. And then actually kind of ruined my lines.
Yeah.
So I might have actually done better if I could have stayed smaller.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
What's the best position to grow the sweep in your legs? I've heard a lot of people using squats with their legs together to get the best tension there, but is there any method you would use? Actually, it's legs apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want outer sweep, the common misconception is legs together builds more sweep. I found that it's actually not true. My legs together builds more teardrop. And if I'm on a leg press with my feet low on the pad and I put them out further, I actually get more lateralis, which is your outer sweep. So I don't know if you guys noticed that same thing in your training or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go wide for wide, close for close?
When I go wider stance on a leg press, I actually get more up near the hip in my outer sweep.
If you go super wide with toes pointing out?
Not super wide, just shoulder width, toes maybe a little bit wider than shoulder.
I either try to go like close or I'll go super wide. I don't, like if I go in between, it's when I'm squatting.
Yeah, for years I've done this. Low on the pad, just far apart.
I don't go super low on the pad though.
Well, I go low enough. I can still drive through my heels. Okay. I don't ever come up on my toes.
Okay.
But I just get a lot of teardrop. I notice as soon as I move my feet
when I go close, I know they usually say inner works outer, outer works inner.
Yeah.
But when I go close, my teardrops fucking explode.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So when I go that low stance again, but I go out here, all of a sudden I get way more activation in my outer sweep.
Yeah. I also think it could be the exercise you're doing.
Well, I don't know, because John said even on squats, like John told me that they've measured it like electronically.
Yeah.
And you actually recruit more fibers in your outer sweep with a wide stance.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, that's just what I was told, but it's also kind of what I feel. Like when I do a squat, not super wide. If I go super wide, then I get a lot of adductor or whatever. But if I go, a little bit wider in shoulder width, I get my outer sweep.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I don't know. How would you define being genetically gifted, gaining muscle size in a short time or symmetry and proportion of muscles? What do you think a genetically gifted bodybuilder means?
That can mean many different things.
But generally, is it size, or is it everything?
Well, I'm genetically gifted when it comes to size.
But you're also genetically gifted when it comes to symmetry. Your symmetry's good. I mean, you're proportionate.
I would say I have more of the size on my part, on my side.
Yeah, you're more genetically apt to put on muscle. Yes. So, Guy, what does somebody mean when they say that guy's genetically gifted.
I usually think of muscle density and shape and like how easy it is for them to put on muscle.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm genetically gifted as somebody that can like get in shape quick. Or
No.
I mean, genetically gifted is the gaining part and the muscle part. That's the, you know.
Yeah, I think the genetically gifted part for me is the gaining and the insertions.
Yeah.
Like when I look at Phil Heath, I'm like, that guy's genetically gifted.
He's genetic.
Oh yeah.
Great. So if we're looking at like what's the best case of having genetic gifts, it's like Ronnie Coleman. Then it's like Phil Heath.
Yeah. For that.
Would you rather not be able to taste ice cream or pizza?
Ice cream.
Pizza.
You'd rather not be able to taste pizza, Nick?
Yeah.
So you'd rather have ice cream?
I like ice cream.
Oh.
Why when he answers just like 3 words, I just lose it every time. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just tone or just how he fucking says it.
It's the way he says it.
I don't know.
Remember the I love tits? That would kill me. Because you just say stuff.
Start making like a run of like 100 shirts with all your one-liners. Like, I like just that's it. I like fucking, it. Big walk around the back.
That would be funny.
Dude, it's because you say stuff so matter of fact. There's like no facial expression.
No.
Like, I like ice cream. It's such a matter of fact statement. Like, I couldn't do without pizza, man. I could do without ice cream.
I have the time when I eat ice cream, my mouth gets so numb anyway. I don't taste half the shit. My mouth's frozen.
I love pizza. I think it might be my favorite cheat meal.
See, here's the thing. I haven't had pizza in years anyway, so.
Why?
What?
It's not my go-to.
Me and you can't hang out. You don't eat McDonald's. You don't eat pizza. What the fuck?
You eat burgers? You eat burgers?
Yeah, but it's not my favorite. Okay.
You would choose a burger over pizza?
Absolutely.
Get the fuck out of here. You're
because he's still in bodybuilding mindset. So he's like, if I eat the burger, I get a lot of protein.
So am I. I never would choose a burger and in my all years of competing over pizza ever.
Yeah, but he's not wrong. It's what
food overall.
No, I know. I'm just shocked. Like pizza's like a fucking.
Wait a minute. You pick breakfast food overall?
Overall.
Breakfast food's really good, eh? It's
I
so
would
much.
pick breakfast over any other meal throughout the day, but overall in my life, pizza's my go-to.
Me too. Yeah, I love breakfast. But breakfast is like a really close second.
I could have breakfast all day.
Breakfast is the shit.
What's your favorite breakfast?
Me?
No, Guy. No, of course you. I was asking you. You said breakfast.
Wait too. I like to have an omelet, a meat lover's omelet. I like blueberry pancakes. I need some home fries. I need some toast with some what's the red jelly called?
Strawberry.
I need my strawberry jelly.
Or what's the red fruit called?
On a bag. Fuck off.
I like my eggs sunny side up, man. I get like a stack of toast. I'll get like 8 slices of toast, and I just fucking get like 6 whole eggs, and I just dip that shit.
I usually get like 2 orders of home fries. I love home fries.
Yeah. Crispy the fucking home fries.
You know what I do? You know what?
I fucking cinnamon raisin French toast though, bro.
Yeah.
You say cinnamon raisin French toast?
I'm not a pancake fan. I do not like pancakes, but cinnamon raisin or like waffles. I'll fuck
you don't like pancakes?
Nah, don't care for them.
Oh my god.
What do you say?
I don't care for pancakes.
See, you fucked up. Pancakes are good though.
Nah, it's just too much fucking soggy dough.
Oh, but it's soggy with syrup.
Yeah, but I'd rather take French. I'll eat French toast any day. Nice fucking cinnamon raisin with a little fucking crunch to it.
Oh.
God, you like waffles?
Love them. Love waffles.
Waffles are good.
At least you guys can agree on that. I'm a pancake guy.
Yeah,
I'm a pancake guy.
And the reason I order so much fucking toast is I don't eat toast at home usually. So when I go out for breakfast
every day,
I'll get like fucking 8 slices of fucking toast. I'll just sit there and dip.
Do you get butter or no butter?
No butter.
Yeah, I get no butter.
I don't need the butter. It's like I got the egg.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I got the jelly.
Or the jelly.
I like jelly.
How many eggs in your omelet?
I like 4.
How much meat? Like, do you get like
stuff it up?
What's in the meat? What meat do you get? Like ham, bacon,
Yeah, ham, bacon, sausage. I even get a little pepper, some onion in there.
That sounds gross.
couple slices of cheese.
What are you, fucking cheese bay?
I can't handle meat lovers anything. I don't like that.
Too much.
What?
It just ruins it. I feel like
What do you get on?
I don't get much meat on my pizza at all. Sometimes it's
pepperoni, it's like one and that's it, like one topping. And
yeah. Sometimes like if you get an omelet, like a meat lover's omelet, it's like it ruins the taste of it. It's just all meat.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. At all.
You're taking fucking 6 eggs and you're jamming it with fucking 10 pounds of meat. We're losing a lot of flavor there. Fucking stuff.
I'm offended that you don't like pizza.
Yeah,
No. I never said I don't like pizza. I would just pick ice cream over pizza.
Yeah, but you can't say you like pizza because you said you haven't had it in months.
Years.
If I probably like very long time.
You're Italian.
I'd rather have pasta.
Pasta's good. Pasta's good.
Like my favorite dish is chicken Alfredo.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's solid.
All right. If you see someone teaching a newbie bad technique, do you say something? Do you guys ever say anything in the gym to anybody when they're training?
I used to, but then it became a hassle. And then
yeah, I usually just say it under my breath and keep walking.
Can I tell you something funny? When I used to work out at Worlds in Toronto, it was like a more hardcore gym. Not hardcore, but it was like a little bit more hardcore. I used to tell people, like, if I saw somebody doing something stupid, I'd walk up and be like, hey, man, you mind if I give you a hand? Like, try to do it this way, blah, blah, blah. And 95% of the time, people were so appreciative. They were like, so I kept doing it the whole time I was there. Like, twice a week it would happen.
Yeah.
I get back to Windsor and I train at this Movati. Movati's like a cushier, like club kind of gym.
Never heard of it, but okay.
It's like I don't know what you guys have in the States. You guys have Movati in the States, don't you?
Equinox, but go ahead.
No, it's like a lifetime. It's like a lifetime.
Yeah. Okay. That's exactly what Equinox is.
Yeah. So anyway, every fucking time I tried to talk to somebody there about their form, they're like, I got it, bro. I got it. I'm like, okay. So I just stopped. I'm like,
I don't waste my time.
I tried like 4 times maybe. And I just got like a rude response every time. So I was like, just forget it. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking help anybody.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's like they think I'm trying to shit on them, but I'm like, I'm just trying to help you, man. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
I agree.
Okay. Last one.
Good one.
Make it good. The last one, make it good.
A good one.
I want some buttholeness in this.
There's no butthole ones.
Oh.
Somebody will fucking for next podcast ask butthole questions for next.
Don't say that.
We'll only ask the butthole question if you only tag Nick. You can't tag me or Fouad in any buttholeness.
If you
Fouad likes it. You don't, you weirdo.
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk about it like you because I'm married and just leave it at that.
Well, then talk about it. It's fine.
Okay.
Let's leave it at that.
If you could gain 10 pounds of muscle for every inch of your dick, you lose, or vice versa, how much would you gain or lose?
So I repeat that one more time.
10 pounds of
how much inch of
this
your
is how it works. This is how
for 10 pounds.
This is how it works, Nick. I give you 10 pounds of muscle, you chop off an inch of your dick.
Or you just not chop, you just lose.
Yeah,
it
it just disappears. Like 1 inch disappears.
Oh, I can't do it. No.
I can't afford it.
No.
Yeah. I'm only
What if I said, wait a minute. What if I said you could never gain another pound of muscle? You have to stay exactly the size you are right now. Or I'll give you 10 pounds, but you got to get rid of an inch of your dick.
I could do that.
1 inch.
He changed his mind.
I could afford that. An inch, no big deal.
If you think about it, Nick, you only need like 10 more pounds of muscle to be a complete fucking freak. Like 10 pounds of tissue is like a lot of
tissue is also going to make your fucking dick look way smaller than it already does.
Yeah. Especially if it's like on your legs.
How do you know what my dick looks like, guy?
Doesn't matter. 10.
What I said. If the bigger you are, And
then, oh no, I know.
We pack it down there. That's just gonna look a lot smaller. So if you gain another 10 pounds on your fucking mutant ass frame, and you're already dealing with a little fucking pig in the blanket, you might not be so fucking talked about in the industry as these guys. He's good. Great.
Listen, guys,
look at that hand.
Afford to lose an inch here.
But but you got to think of it like this: if Nick gets 10 more pounds on his frame, and he starts becoming like a top 4 Olympian, then he's gonna get more girls anyway.
Yeah, but if he's got like the Mr. Olympia's smallest cock, that's not the best.
Doesn't matter. He's just going to cycle through them until he finds one that doesn't mind.
Each his own, I guess.
All right, Guy, would you do it?
I would do 1 inch. I'd give up an inch. I'm a short Italian. I'm only 10% fucking.
I ain't giving up shit.
Huh?
I ain't giving up shit. I'm keeping every inch I got.
I ain't giving up shit.
I ain't giving up.
An inch is all right. I mean, if you're not even willing to give up an inch, I mean, you really fucking.
I'm not giving up fucking a centimeter. Nothing.
No.
No, my career is almost over anyway. I don't even know who I'm going to compete against. So fuck you guys. You guys can. I don't want.
You're already married. I'd be like, I'll give you fucking 3 inches right now.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think of that. My wife.
My wife already knows what I'm working with. I'd be like, take 3 inches, give me 30 pounds. Let me stay jacked for life, and you got to deal with a fucking little meat cleaver.
She would probably be even happier for me. She'd be like, oh, you know what? If I put on 20 pounds of muscle, I could go start crushing shows.
There you go.
She would probably put up with it for me. She'd be like, you know what? It's fine. Give away 2 inches.
You better castrate the motherfucker. Let's get a load. Let's have millions in the bank.
It's like, you don't have sex anyway. You're married. Just get rid of it. Yeah, I didn't think of that, Guy. That's a good point.
Yeah,
I'm here.
I could give up like 2 inches, and if you put 20 pounds of muscle on my frame, holy fuck!
You put 20 pounds of muscle on me?
Well, because I'm taking 10 on the legs alone.
That's true.
Then I got massive legs. I got my legs back, and then I'll put the other 10 like on my arms. Think about that.
Arms, shoulders, back. I'd be good.
Arms, shoulders, legs. It'd be all limbs. I'd be fucking huge. I just start crushing everybody at all the shows. And I would can I take away a couple inches off my waist?
Wait, no.
Okay. All right, then I got to put some of the weight on my back then, so that I have so I have a better X frame.
Fouad's posing trunk cunt is going to be fucking sad.
Yeah,
they're going to have more fucking sock cotton in it than anything.
I'll put a fucking sock in there. No big deal. That's all right. Nobody will know. You're like, how Fouad get so big? He gave away 2 inches of his dick.
Oh my god.
This question comes up a lot, eh? All right, boys, we'll wrap it up.
Well, we all know that me and Nick have a little more to give up than Fouad.
No, we just know that I'm married, and because originally, wait a minute.
Here we go.
Originally, when I said no, it's because I'm like pretty much retired, so I'm like, I don't need the 10 pounds of muscle, so I'm keeping my shit. But you brought up a good point. You said I was married, and she probably would be okay with me. Just it's okay. You don't need it.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, it just made. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
For 2021.
All right, guys.
1 inch less dick.
We'll talk next week. Guy, you gonna tell us what your business ventures are
next week? Tell
me now. Just quick. I'll edit this part out. Not really, but I will. I won't.
I can't. Certain things I can't say on air, bro, because of fucking certain things in my life.
All right. Well, we're all excited. We're waiting.
All right.
Oh yeah.
But if it's a supplement company, I hope it fails because I don't want you to compete with me. I don't hope it fails. I don't. I'm just joking. I don't hope it fails. All right, guys. We'll talk next week.
All right.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.